All right, everybody, welcome to the next game in the Colorado Rockies replay. May the 11th, game number 40, final game of the 6-game homestand and final game of the 3-game series with the with the Padres, before Colorado hits the road to Texas and Arizona. And we have our pitching matchup, Nick Pivetta for the Padres and German Marquez for Colorado. Colorado actually won this game real world 9-3. So if you want to stay +8, we're going to have to win this game. Break this losing streak that we're on, 5+. Marquez on the replay is 1-4 with a 6.94 ERA. In the real season, he was 3-16 with a 6.7 ERA. He's a +3 hold. He's a +4 with a -1 from Stallings. Makes him a +3. San Diego comes in 24-14 in first place in the National League West, and Colorado 14-25 next to last with the San Francisco Giants right there together. I probably did, Ben. Probably did. If they have an asterisk, I usually try to give them the steal sign, unless the score, it dictates that they shouldn't do it. But most times I try to be aggressive. So, I think he was successful, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, I don't remember that. That's games ago, and I barely remember what I did 10 minutes ago, much less 5 days ago or whenever it was. All right, so hopefully the audio problems are okay. It looks like I charged up this lavalier mic all day while I was cutting grass and doing other things, so it should be fully charged and ready to go. So we are looking at Fernando Tatis. He will start things off. Oh, wow. Okay. Here is Fernando Tatis. But I think RJL, in his game, I think he uses a strategy roll and just follows the strategy roll, whatever it tells him, where I kind of just go by feel. If I feel like he should steal, I'll steal him. If I feel like I ought to hold him, I'll hold him. All right, here's Tatis. 310 for Tatis. That's a ballpark blast right out the bat. It's a 1-9. And just like that, Fernando Tatis leads off the game with a home run. What a way to start the game. Fernando Tatis, home run. Oh, yeah, he's ultra conservative on his base stealing from what I remember watching his games, particularly in the regular inside pitch. I'm not sure how he does on inside pitch advanced. All right, so leadoff home run for Tatis on the ballpark blast. And now here's Luis Arias. Arias a 1-8, and that's a 1-12 single. Anything else, he lines to second. And he will line it right to Mr. Farmer at second base. One away. We got one nameless player, and that's Alan Trejo, the shortstop, the 9th place hitter. Everybody else has a card. That's in the lineup. All right, here's Manny Machado. 2-6 for Machado, and that's a base on balls, which we've come to expect because it's the Rockies. They always walk guys. All right, so Machado is going to look for a steal. He needs a 4 or a 5. Doesn't get it. He'll hold. For designated hitter Gavin Sheets. 110. That's a ground ball, second base A, and didn't take long. First inning, we have our Giovanni's Taylor shot. Taylor made double play of the game on a 110 for Gavin Sheets. 110, ground ball, second base A. The plus sign's irrelevant. In this case, it's a 4-6-3 Taylor-made double play. The Taylor-made double play of the game is brought to you by Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in the area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop. Tailor-made double play of the game. And good evening, Paul. All right, Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres. 13-5, 2.87 ERA and 31 starts. Former Philadelphia Philly. And he'll be facing Brenton Doyle, center fielder. That's a 6-8, and that's going to be a 1-17 single. Anything else, he will line it right to the third baseman, Machado. But it sneaks through for a base hit. And now Doyle's going to look to run. Pivetta is a -2 hold. He's a -1. Diaz is a -1 for a -2. But if he gets the lead, that's a pretty good number to shoot for. So he needs a 4 or a 6. Doesn't get it, he'll hold. And here is Jordan Beck. Jordan Beck, 5'9", and home run chance 1-17, and he's got normal power on this 5'9". At N17 right there. 1-17, it's gone. And it is 2-run home run for Jordan Beck. And the Rockies jump out to a 2-1 lead over the Padres as they jump all over Nick Pivetta early on. Take the lead 2-1. And that'll bring up Ryan McMahon. 5-11, that's a ballpark single, and we know what happens on ballpark singles at Coors Field. Pretty much automatic, base hit. McMahon, no threat to run. Here comes Hunter Goodman, the DH. 2-9 for Goodman, that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Pivetta. One away from Michael Tolley, a first baseman. Only a 1-2. That's a low max to first base, and that'll be a double play. Look at that, folks. A 1-2 is a low max to first base. So a low max to first base, he lines it right to Arias at first, and he'll just step on the bag and double off McMahon. A 3 unassisted double play. But the 2-run home run from Jordan Beck gives the Rockies a 2-1 lead after 1. And each team turns a double play. And now that'll send up. Closer here if I can. That'll send up Mr. Xander Bogaerts to lead off. We group Bogaerts, Cronenworth, and Hayward against Marquez. That is a 5-7. That's a double 1-10. I'm sorry, over here, 5-7. That's a straight out double against a righty. Straight out double for Xander Bogaerts. And that'll bring him Cronenworth. 1-8 for Cronenworth. That's a single to left field. Beck does have a -2 arm, so they will hold Bogaerts with nobody out. Runners at the corners. Nobody out for Jason Hayward. Cronenworth not being held. Infield looking for the double play. 3-12, and that's a split. 1-5 is a single. 6-20, he lines out. And that's a line out to second. Farmer snatches it. One away, and that brings up Elias Diaz, or Elias Diaz. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But again, a double play would get them out of the inning. 5-11, and that's a ballpark single check, so that's not going to help them much. We pretty much know it's a base hit. And the Padres have tied the game at 2 and still have stuff cooking. Runners at first and second with 1 out. For the number 9 hitter, Tyler Wade. He's in center field for this one. 5-11, and again, ballpark single check, right? We just had. So back-to-back single checks is going to load the bases with only 1 out. And Fernando Tatis, who homered his first time up, is up again. Again, the infield looking for the double play. 4-8, not going to get it. Might get a double, though. 1-13 is a double. It's 2 stars either way. 14-20 is a single. That's a double for Tatis. 2-run double for Tatis, and the Padres take the lead. They reclaim the lead 4-2. Still only 1 out. Runners at second and third for German Marquez, for Arias rather. Infield is in now. With second and third and 1 out, the infield is in. 1-6. It's not going to matter. It's a single, 2 stars. Now Marquez may be going for an early exit. That is now 5 runs this inning. It is now 6-2. Arias looking for a lead, 4 or a 5. Doesn't get it. Here's Machado. 3-12 for Machado. He's hit by pitch plus injury, but we're not doing injuries. So the hit by pitch, and now the Rocky bullpen is loosening Juan Mejia to try to get him out of the inning. His only job would be to get him out of the inning, basically. He might be able to pitch a second inning. But he may be coming in very shortly. Here's Sheets. He hit into a double play his first time up, and they will bat around unless he hits into a double play. First and second, 1 out. 3-7, and that's not going to be a double play. That's a double 1-14. 15-20 is a single. That's a double, 2 stars. That'll move Machado to third. 6 runs in the inning. It's now 7-2, and that's going to be it for Germán Marquez. He only goes an inning and a third. And he gets wiped out pretty quickly. And we'll have to move all the columns over for the bat around. And Juan Mejia is on. He's 2-2, 396 and a save. His job is just to get out of the inning. Can't close the book yet on Marquez, but I will total up his hits, walks, and strikeouts. Let's see, for hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. He hit a batter. He had 1 walk and no strikeouts. So pretty much a lousy outing there. I know he's disappointed and not doing better than that, but that's the way it goes. Second and third, 1 out. Infield is in. And Bogaerts, who led off the inning with a double, is going to bat again. 5-8, and that's a strikeout from Mejia. His first strikeout. Cronenworth is your batter. It's still considered a clutch situation, and he will gain a hit on 3-10. And feel back to normal now with 2 outs. So 111, that's a ballpark single. You know what that's going to tally. Another base hit and another run. 7 runs in the inning. And Sheets will take third. So Cronenworth has 2 singles in the inning. Now here's Jason Hayward. 6-4, ground ball third base X. We're looking at McMahon. He's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. E10, he's got to avoid 13, 17, and 18. Sometimes that 13 will get him. Not this time. He's able to get around it and get out of the inning. But 7 runs, if I count them right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. The only guys that didn't score were Sheets and Hayward. In fact, Hayward made 2 outs that inning, interestingly enough. So he gives up 8 runs, all earned. Mejia will come back and pitch the third inning as well. But it is now an 8-2 ball game. And it could be a long night for the Rockies unless they can rally here against Nick Pivetta. So leading off will be Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 6-6, and that's a pop out to first. Arias has got it. 1 away for second baseman Kyle Farmer. 1-3 for Farmer. He's going to pop it up to Bogaerts. 2 down for Jacob Stallings. 6-10, and that is a ground ball third base X. Machado's a 2. 2-18, he'll get to that. E18, he's got to avoid 3-11, 15, 16, and 17, which that's an 11, so that'll be an error on Machado. Machado is an E18, and an 11 is an error. So E5 on Machado. That will continue the inning now for Trejo, the shortstop. 5-7, that's a pop out to short. So we completed 2, and it's 8-2 Padres. Mejia will pitch another inning, and the reason why I'm pitching Mejia another inning is after today's game, he gets sent down to the minors, as does the previous starter from yesterday, Blaylock, and the Rockies will get some bullpen help tomorrow. Ryan Rollison and Anthony Molina will both be called up, and they'll be ready to go in Texas. Not very good, though. They both have ERAs over 7. So, yeah, we're getting warm bodies, but not very good arms. So maybe it's not something to look forward to, but we shall see. Got to use them eventually. All right, so top of the third now, and what I'm going to do to keep the columns even is I'm going to skip over here, and we'll make this the same. We'll match columns here. I think Spokane Steve does this, and I kind of like it. So we'll make that way. I'm not crisscrossing the innings or whatever. That way we're all in the third inning. We're all in the same column. Hello, Jason. Unfortunately, it's not a close game, but, that's the way it goes. 4-5 from Mejia. It's a strikeout, his second. And it's a shame they're sending Mejia down. He's actually one of their better relievers. So I'm not sure why he was being sent down, but he must have struggled real world or something. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Here's Wade. 6-7, and that's a walk. That'll bring up Fernando Tatis. Score 8-2. Then nobody's going to run. 1-8, and that's a single. 1-11. Line out to short. 12-20. That's a single. And how about that? In 3 innings, Tatis has 3 different hits. He needs a triple for the cycle, and he's got a lot of innings to go. Question is, did he hit any triples? He hit 2 triples real world. So where do we find his triples? Well, if they bring in a left-hander, we get a triple here. And where else will we find a triple? He must have hit both his triples against lefties because I don't see any triples over here. All I see a triple for is a 3-9 and a 1-5 on the D20. That must be where his 2 triples have to come from. But to want the cycle, he's got to hit for the triple. Or hit for the cycle, I mean. So 4. So base hit. Wade goes to second base. First and second, 1 out for Luis Arias. 3-2, and that's a hit by pitch. Not going to be injured, but it's a second hit by pitch by Rocky pitching on Padre batters. And the manager of the Padres is not going to take too kindly to that. There may be retaliation. Probably frustration that the score is 8-2. And here's Machado, bases loaded, 1 out. Infield looking for the double play. That is a 6-3. It's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 3E51. You believe that? His error rating is a 51. It's a 3E51 as a pitcher. Doesn't get much worse than that. So we'll check the 3 part first. That's a 1. So he's not even going to make the play. It's going to be a base hit, much less an error. E51 is the worst you can have. It's on the bottom line here. So basically, he needs a 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 17, or 18. Anything else, it's an error. And he gets a 6. So do you believe that on the E51, he avoids the error because the error started 7. But he couldn't get to the ball, so it's a base hit. Couldn't get to it cleanly. It's a base hit. Wade will score. Makes it 9-2. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Still only 1 out for Gavin Sheets. That's a 4-6, and that's going to be another walk, and it'll bring home another run. 2 runs are in. It is now 10-2. This might be that 21-run game we missed the other night. Maybe seeing that very shortly. Here's Bogarts. 2-4 for Bogarts. That's a foul out to Stallings for out number 2. And here's Cronenworth. And still technically a clutch situation by rule. 4-11, and that's a ballpark single, and by rule, that's a base hit. Another run is in. Three runs are in this inning. It's 11-2. And here's Hayward. That is a 3-5 for Hayward. Struck him. So how bad is Hayward? They send 9 to almost bat around again. Hayward is 0 for 3. All this hitting, and he's 0 for 3. That's going to do it for Mejia. He's done. Mejia will go an inning and 2/3. And this may be the game we use Jacob Stallings to pitch, because he did pitch 2 innings in that 21-0 game. So let's see Mejia. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits for Mejia. 3 runs. They were earned. He walked 1, 2. He walked 2 and hit a batter. Striking out 3. And we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be for the Rockies. And it appears as though it will be Jake Bird. Whoever got the shortest straw in the bullpen is assigned to come in next. And that's Jake Bird. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Nick Pivetta is watching all these runs come across the plate. And he's going to face the top of the order in Brenton Doyle. 2-12 for Doyle. It's a ground ball back to Pivetta, 1 away. Here's Beck. 2-8 for Beck. 1-6 is a single. But he hits 17, so he grounds it to Machado. Out number 2 for Ryan McMahon. 6-3, and that's a fly ball left field. X Hayward is 2. 2-12, we'll get to it. E3. The only errors on E3 for a left fielder turn out to be 3, 15, and 18. And so no problem there. 1, 2, 3 inning. Seems like as soon as the Rockies come in to hit, they're right back out in the field again. It's 11-2. 10 unanswered runs by the Padres, and now Jake Bird is on. He can go 2 innings. Jake Bird. Let me make sure. I don't think he pitched in the previous game, but let me double check it. I'll make sure I'm using the right guy. No, Bird did not pitch at all in the previous game, so he's rested. All right. I don't want to use a guy that already pitched a couple innings the night before, but he is rested. So here's Diaz. 1-7, and that's a single 1-6. Line out 7-20, and that's a line out to the shortstop Trejo, 1 away for Tyler Wade. It's a 3-6 for Wade, and that's a 1-14 single. But he lines it to Tolia. And some of the other Rocky pitchers are wondering where these D20 rolls were at when they were pitching, because Bird has gotten 2 breaks in a row. All right, here's Tatis. 6-8, and that is a strikeout. First strikeout for Bird. And we will go to the bottom of the 4th, still 11-2. So Goodman, Tolia, and Moniak do it for the Rockies. And I wish I had something better for you guys to watch than this blowout, but that's all we got right now. 3-8. Ground ball to second, 1 away. If I had Aprasaka, I'd break it out, but I don't have it. Here's Michael Tolia. It's too dark to go for a walk right now. 2-9 is a strikeout, and that is strikeout number 2. Here's Mickey Moniak. 3-4, And that is a straight out home run from Moniak the Maniac. Moniak the Maniac, a 3-4. He goes deep. Finally breaks up the string of 10 unanswered runs. Moniak with the home run. Cuts the lead to 11-3. And here is Kyle Farmer. No, there's no auto sim when you're rolling the dice. 3-7, and that's a 1-10 double. And that'll be a double for Kyle Farmer. For Jacob Stallings, the catcher. 2-7 for Stallings, and he struck him out. The Rockies get a run. Almost like a token run, but they get one. And we go to the top of the 5th. And it'll be Luis Arias, the batter. 2-5 for Arias, and that's a triple and a 1. Anything else will be a double. And Arias with a leadoff double. Here's Machado. 4-6, and that's a strikeout for Bird, his second. For Gavin Sheets. 1-7 for Sheets. That's a 1 single, but anything else he lines it to Farmer at second. Farmer will snag it, 2 down. Xander Bogaerts. His clutch hit, he loses on 12. He loses clutch hits on 112, 2-3, 2-7, and 2-9. Oh, that got held up there, so let's redo that. That's a 5-12. Ground ball pitcher action. Jake Bird is a 3E26. 3-16, he'll get to that. E26 for a pitcher. E26. He's got a lot of numbers to avoid here. 12 through 18 plus a 9. And that is a 12, so that did not get avoided. He's an E26, and a 12 is a 1-base error. So Bird boots it. Keeps the inning going. First error on the Rockies. And that brings up Cronenworth. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Is Cronenworth. 1-5, and he's going to continue his hitting ways. 1-5 is a double, 6-20 is a single, 2 stars either way. And it's another single for Cronenworth. He's 4 for 4, 4 singles. It'll score Arias, unearned run, and Bogaerts will go to third. So it's now 12-3. And Jason Hayward steps to the plate. 3-7 for Hayward. He grounds to second. He's now 0 for 4 in all this offensive juggernaut. He is 0 for 4. So Bird's done. He goes 2 innings. He's going to give up 2 hits, a run which was unearned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And we'll see who the new pitcher is going to be for the Rockies, who gets the shortest straw. And it's going to be, well, let me make sure he didn't pitch the previous day. So it can't be Herget, Kinley, or Halverson. It has to be somebody else. So they will go to Chevilly. He will get the call. He can go 2 innings. Angel Chevilly. I would say mop up, use the mop up guys, but the Rocky bullpen, they're all mop up guys. So Pivetta now will be facing Trejo. Whoa, that guy popped out. Like got rejected by like Makembe Mutombo. He went like this. No, no, no. 1-9, and that is going to be a pop out to second on the way for Brenton Doyle. 4-8 for Doyle against Pivetta is a strikeout. Strikeout number 3. No, I'm sorry, number 4 for Pivetta. Strikeout number 4. And that brings up Beck. He homered in the first, gave the Rockies a 2-1 lead, but that didn't get too much love after that. 3-7's another strikeout. Strikeout number 5. So now Pivetta officially is the pitcher of record as he goes his 5 innings. His actual fatigue is 6. So he'll at least go 6. He might go 7 the way this is going. And here comes Angel Chavilli, 1-5, a 7.06 ERA, and no saves for Angel Chavilli. And he'll be facing Diaz, Wade, and Tatis. That is going to be a 2-8 for Diaz, and he struck him out. For Tyler Wade, 2-11, and it's a foul out to Stallings, 2 down. For Tatis, 5-9, and that is an in-home run chance, and that's gone. It's not even a chance. It's a guaranteed. 5-9 is a straight-up in-home run, and that is gone. Second home run of the game for Tatis. No need to ask who the player of the game is going to be. 2 homers, a double, and a single, 4 runs scored. I think your leadoff man is doing the job there. So now it's 13-3. And here is Arias. 5-8 lefty, ground ball second base X. Farmer's a 3. 3-10, E5 at second base. Shouldn't be too many numbers to be in there. E5, 16 and 18, that's it. And he does avoid it, so he makes the play. With the run scores, it is now 13-3 Padres, and it looks like the Rockies are going to lose their 6th in a row at least. I'm trying to remember if they won the last San Fran game or not. I have to go back and look at the score sheets. I know they've lost all 3. They were swept 3 by the Tigers, and now they're getting ready to be swept 3 by the Padres. So maybe they're looking to go on the road and wash out the troubles on the road. I don't know. Here's Ryan McMahon. That's a 5-6, and that's another strikeout. 3 strikeouts in a row by Pivetta. Here's Hunter Goodman. 2-6. That's a 1-7 triple. 8-20 is a single. And that's another triple for Goodman. He had 5 of them in the regular season, so he gets a triple. And that'll bring up Tolia. Infield, of course, is back for the Padres. Oop, that's got caught up in there, didn't it? Here we go. 1-5 for Tolia. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7. And that'll bring up Moniak the Maniac. As once again, Moniak the Maniac is up. Clutch situation in the clutch for Moniak. He will gain a hit 2-3. 2-10, however, is a fly to left, so the triple goes to waste. We played 6 innings. Pivetta will at least go 1 more inning. And Chavilli back out for his 2nd inning of work to start the top of the 7th. And it's Mr. Machado. 1-11. That's a ballpark blast. 1-9 for Machado. And that is gone. Machado, home run. It's now 14-3 as the extra point is made. 14-3. Here's Gavin Sheets. 5-7 is a 1-4 single. And it is going to be a base hit for Sheets. Brings up Bogarts. 110. That's a ground ball to shortstop A plus injury, so it will be a Giovanni's tailor-made double play. Not doing injuries, but it will be a double play for 2 quick outs. And that brings up Cronenworth, who's 4 for 4, all singles. 6-6, and this time he grounds to second. They finally get him out. But the home run from Machado makes it a 14-3 game. And that's it for Chavilli. He's going to go his 2 innings. He'll give up 2 runs on 2 home runs. Also gave up a single, so give up 3 hits. No walks and 1 strikeout. And Pivetta coming out, and he'll face Farmer. That's a 2-6. Fly ball to right, 1 away. For Jacob Stallings. 4-4, and that's a fly to center field X. So we're looking at Wade. He's a 4-0 4E5. 4 and a 5, that's going to drop for a hit. Oop, wrong chart. 4 and a 5 is going to be a single. And as far as errors, he's an E5. He's got to avoid 4, 16, 17, and 18. But he did not. 16 will be an error on Wade. E5 center fielder at 16 is a 2-base error. So it's a single by Stallings and then a 2-base error on Wade, the center fielder. Moves him to third base. Second error by the Padres. And that brings up Trejo. 6'4", ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Bogarts. He's a 3E10, 3 and a 6. I believe he'll get to that because the infield was back naturally. So the pound sign doesn't matter. 3-6 is a G3. The run's going to score. And let's see, he is an E10. So he's got to avoid 16, 17, and 18, which he does. So it's a 6-3 RBI ground out from Trejo. And that makes it 14-4. And now that brings up Brenton Doyle with 2 outs and the bases clear. 1-8. And that's a ground ball to short to end the inning. That's going to do it for Pivetta. He will go 7 innings. Give up 4 runs. So he wasn't all that impressive pitching. He just got tremendous run support. Unbelievable run support. And let's get the numbers on Pivetta. He does strike out 7. Don't think he walked anybody. No, he did not. Hits allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. And we'll check the bench or the bullpen for the Padres. And they will go to, who do they want to go to here? They're going to go to Sean Reynolds. He had a rough time in the first game of the series, but they're going to bring him back. They got a huge lead like this. You can afford to bring in anybody you want. And Reynolds can go 2 innings and finish out the game. So Sean Reynolds will be coming on. Coming on for the Rockies is they need a new pitcher. And let's see who they decide to bring in. Looks like they're going to go with Zach Agnos to pitch the 8th inning. Zach Agnos, and he'll be facing Hayward, Diaz, and Wade. Oh, you were correct. The last run was unearned. Thank you for that. You are absolutely correct. All right. So coming up for Padres is Mr. Hayward. And unbelievably, he's 0 for 4. All this hitting, the Padres have pounded out 17 hits. They have 14 runs and 17 hits in 7 innings, but Hayward's 0 for 4. Go figure. 5-9. Well, you knew he was due, right? 1 to 9's a home run. He can get in the home run parade. 10 to 20 is a triple. And that's a triple for Jason Hayward. He had no triple, so we'll make it a double. Double for Jason Hayward. And he finally gets in the hit parade. Everybody for the Padres now, everybody in the Padres has at least 1 hit. Here's Diaz. 5-10, and that's a catcher X. Stallings is a 3 with an E1. 3 and a 15 for a catcher. 3 and a 15 for a catcher is a straight old foul out. And E1, the only error is a 17. 16, he came close, but he didn't make the error. So he will pop it out, foul it out, whatever you want to call it, to Tyler Wade now. 4-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. That'll get the runner to third. 2 down now for Tatis. And if it was a closer game, I'd walk Tatis, but at this point, does it really matter? Might as well let him hit. 5-5, and he flies to left to end the inning. So Agnos pitches 1 inning, gives up a hit, nothing else. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 14-4. And coming in to pitch for the Padres, Sean Reynolds, 0-1, 5.33 ERA. And he'll be facing Beck, McMahon, and Goodman. Beck, McMahon, and Goodman. It's a 1-5 for Beck, and he walks. Reynolds issues the walk. Brings up Ryan McMahon. 5'10", lefty, is going to be a catcher X. Diaz is a 3. 3-20 should be a ground out of some sort. 3-20 is a G2, so look at the force at second base, assuming there's no error. He's an E9. He's got to avoid 313 and 18, which he does. So it's going to be a, call it a 2 to 6 fielder's choice for 1 away. And that'll bring up Hunter Goodman. 1-7, and that's a ground ball, shortstop A. Yet another Giovanni's Taylor shot. Taylor-made double play of the game. On that 1-7, ground ball, shortstop A. Clear as day. That'll end the inning. We go to the 9th. And Goodman will leave his DH spot and come in to catch. Jacob Stallings will come in to pitch. He did pitch 2 innings real world, so he will pitch here. So we go to our position player pitching. So we're going to go to our book that has the position player pitching, and we'll use this right here when the white dies a 4, 5, or 6. But we'll put Stallings out here so you can see his card, but he will be the pitcher, Jacob Stallings. He pitched 2 innings real world in the game they lost 21-0, so he is their designated position player to pitch. And he'll be facing Arias, Machado, and Sheets. And that is a 1-8 for Arias, and that's a single 1-12. And it's a base hit for Arias, and that is his 3rd hit of the game. That'll bring up Machado. And that's a 1-6 for Machado, and he singles 2 stars. 1st and 3rd, nobody out for Gavin Sheets. Infield for the double play, if possible. That's a 6-3. We go to the pitcher position player card against a lefty on a 6-3. It's a ground ball, first base C. So they'll get the out, but the run will score. It's a 3-1 ground out as Stallings got over the cover. And Machado goes to second. And scoring is Arias. It's now 15-4. And Jacob Stallings will now have a put out as a pitcher. How about that? We'll have that in the scorebook. So here's Bogarts. Let's bring this over a little bit. Let's go to Bogarts. Runner at second, 1 out. That's a 2. And we're looking at a balk chance, and I think it's an automatic balk in this thing here with the pitcher. I don't know. Balk rating, does it give? Yep, balk rating's 20, so it's an automatic balk. So Stallings will balk him to 3rd. Just for the heck of it, the infield will play in. It's a 2-3, and he gets a single, 2 stars as an anti-clutch, but they're not 2 outs, so the single is good. Base hit's going to score the run. 2 runs are in, and it is now 16-4. And Jake Cronenworth, the batter. And that is a 1-3 for Cronenworth. That's a fly to right. 2 down for Jason Hayward. 4-4, and that is well, I'm looking at Jacob Stallings' card, not your pitcher card like I should be. 4-4 for a left-handed hitter is a ground ball second base X. So we look at Farmer, and Farmer is a 3 E5 at second base. 3 and a 4, that's going to be iffy, but I think he'll get to it. 3 and a 4 isn't, no, he's not. It's a single 1-star. How about that? Single 1-star, E5, and that is a 14. No error there, but the single continues the inning. And that'll bring up Elias Diaz. Still a clutch situation, by the way. 1-3, and that's a ballpark blast for Diaz. 1-9. And that's gone. A 3-run home run. What a way to cap the ball game. A 3-run home run for Diaz. 5 runs in the inning off of Stallings. And here is Tyler Wade. 5-7. Goes the pitcher result. 5-7, and that's a single. Single for Wade. And that's going to bring up Tatis again. He gets one more chance to swing it. 110 for Tatis. That's a ballpark single. You know what that's going to be. Automatic base hit. Tatis gets his 5th hit of the game, and they're going to bat around again. Stallings is obviously fatigued, but the Rockies are not going to use another pitcher. No way, no how. There's Arias. It's a 6'11 lefty. 6'11 lefty is a ground ball pitcher X. Now, I don't know what to give him as far as a defensive thing for the pitcher. I don't think he made, I know he didn't make any errors when he was a pitcher, so he's an E0. I guess we'll give him a 3. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. 3-9. I think he'll get to it no matter what his range is with a 9. Let's see. Yeah, 9. Everybody, he gets everybody with a 9. So he'll make the play to end the inning. Whoops, that was on Arias. He'll make the play to end the inning. But the Padres cap it off with 5 more runs. So Stallings will go 1 inning, give up 5 runs. It's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. And so total for the Padres, we are looking at 19. And the hits, 11, 13, 7. I got them for 25 hits. That's our final line score on the on the Padres. And it was again, they won 21-0 in this series. So this is not out of the question that this could happen. So Reynolds is out, and he'll face Tolia, Moniak, and Farmer. Tolia, Moniak, and Farmer. We'll lead it off here against Mr. Reynolds. That is going to be a 2-7. That's a walk. Last thing they want is a walk. They want to get this game over with and get on the plane and get out of town. There's Moniak the Maniac. That is a 6-2. That's a ballpark blast for Moniak. He's already got 1 home run. 1-9, he'll have a second one. He does not. He flies for right. 1 away for Kyle Farmer. 6-6, and that's going to be a fly out to right field. Out number 2. They'll get a pinch hitter for Stallings. We're not going to have Stallings hit. He's worn out from pitching. So they're going to bring in Nick Martini to pinch hit. Just for the heck of it. Martini. He will pinch hit for Stallings. That's a 1-7 for Martini. He flies to center, and there's your ball game. 19-4, the final. The win to Pavetta, the loss to Marquez. Now we're only +7 because the Rockies won this game real world. So we're 14-26 real world. They were 7-33. So let's get the totals for Reynolds. On his 2 innings, he walked 2. Didn't strike anybody out. Didn't give up any hits or runs either. So 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Rockies. So what a disastrous game for the Rockies, and their fans are not happy about it. And that's why Bud Black got fired for a game just like this. But it was the game previous where they lost 21-0. That was the second game of the series. They actually came back and won the third game. But that's just the way it goes. So, in fairness to the Rockies, in this 6-game series, they played 2 first-place teams. Tigers, Padres, both first-place teams. They're going on the road to take on Texas and Arizona, and both of those teams are at or below 500 in the replay. So maybe they have better luck against the lesser teams on the road. We shall see. Game 40 is in the books. We got 19 games left, and I got to win 6 of them if I want that 20-win mark. I got to go 6-13, so the pressure's starting to build if I want to get those 20 wins. We've already surpassed it by 5, but I want to surpass it by 10 or 11 if I can. But boy, lose 6 in a row get swept on both on the homestand by both teams is not the way to do it. So that's the way that goes. For hopefully a closer game tomorrow morning, we'll be at the Kingdome in Seattle for the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Seattle Mariners. It'll be Bill Wegman, 10-1 against Mike Morgan, 4-7. It'll be game 567 of the replay, which is the exact 50% mark. So this is exactly the halfway mark. Once we play this game, then once this game is over, we'll be at the official halfway mark of the replay. And that will finish off the July 6th schedule. And then on Monday, we'll pick up with July the 7th. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all having a great evening. Sorry the game itself couldn't be a little bit more competitive, but that's just what you get when you get the Rockies. That's why it's the Rocky Horrors Baseball Show. But until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.